Time to dive into the February Barra Jacks box. Okay, so let's start off with the new one in the box, and this is the Gutsy Minnow by Chase Baits. So they've only just recently released these, and they look very, very interesting. So they do have these soft little fins that come off the side of the hard body themselves. They're TPE, so that's the temperature elastomer. So they're super, super durable. But not only that, it's a slow float straight out of the packet. The cool thing about this is it's got little lead stickers in the packet with it. So if you want to actually change the lure from a slow float to a suspend or even a slow sink or a fast sink, you can stick these little lead stickers onto the hard body itself just to change its action, change, you know, how it's going to sit in the water column, so you can fish it many different ways. That aside, you're going to fish it like a normal minnow hard body as you would with any other time. So with this one here, I'm going to get fairly twitchy, add a lot of pauses. You can mix it up with a slow roll if you're fishing maybe a lot of vertical timber that's in the water as well. So this one here is the shallow version. This is the 1 meter version. I'm going to cast this out next to some structure, next to a drop off, you know, weedy edges, some vertical timber, some laydowns, and rip it down and then pause. I'll probably set this up to either be slow float or suspending. So rip it down, pause, let it suspend or slow float, and then jump into like a slow roll back out of that structure again and repeat that. Now, if you're gonna be fishing a little bit deeper, you're gonna jump over to the other hard bodies. This one here is from Pontoon 21. This is the Greedy Guts. Now, this one is a suspender straight out of the box and will dive down more closer to 2.2 meters as opposed to the Chase Baits going down to 1 meter. So this one here, you're gonna fish your deeper structure, your deeper drop-offs, your deeper everything. This is going to be a deep lure and this is your shallow lure. You've got 2 different hard bodies to choose from to mix and match the style that you're going to be fishing. But being a minnow style profile and a suspending hard body, I'm going to fish it in a similar way to the Chase Baits Gutsy Minnow. You're just going to be covering 2 different depths. You're going to jump over to the 3 different types of soft plastics that we've included in the box. But don't worry, we've also included jig heads to suit. So we'll start off with the jig heads. For that, we've got the VMC 20 jig heads here in a 3/8 of an ounce. This is a perfect weight if you want to be fishing for your barras and your jacks with a faster retrieve. I'll often fish anywhere from half, you know, half, 3/8, 1 ounce, all the heavier weights, anything from 3/8 upwards is normally the weights I choose, just so I can fish the plastics a little bit faster. I'm going to start off with the Damiki anchovy shad in the 4-inch. These are a very thin profile, big paddle tail plastic. Coupled up with those jig heads is going to be absolutely perfect. So you can actually cast these up into the mangroves or along pontoons, along rock walls. And because of the weight of that jig head, you can fish these relatively fast, and that paddle tail is going to be going nuts, doing its thing. Now, if you want to fish something a little bit slower, or let something sink down into the structure a bit more and maybe mimic a different sort of a meal, you're going to jump over to the Mag Bite Snatch Bite Shrimp. So those jig heads will work in these plastics as well, but I'm going to fish them a little bit differently. I'm going to actually allow this shrimp to go more up and down rather than a constant retrieve. So add some pauses in, let it sink down, some hops, get twitchy, hop it all around, back out of that structure. Let it sink down your drop-offs as well. You want to cover a lot more of the water column fishing with your shrimp because you're really going to try and mimic that fleeing or swimming shrimp profile. Now, if you want to up it a little bit, go to something a little bit thicker that creates a bit more of a silhouette. So say you're fishing maybe some dirtier water and you want that bigger profile or bigger silhouette, you're going to jump over to the Zesta Shadster plastics. These are like a grub style body with a paddle tail back. And these jig heads will still fit this plastic, but for the thicker profile, I'd possibly look at either chopping the head off for these hooks or even jumping up to a bigger size hook to like a 3/0, 4/0, or even up to 5/0, depending on the brand jig head that you normally fish with. But being a bigger profile, it's going to actually have a slightly slower sink. So this one here, you can sort of let it sink a little bit deeper into the water column, not work it as fast as the Damiki anchovy shads, but you're going to fish with it in the same manner, same style. Just let it sink a little bit deeper. So you got Your anchovy shad's gonna be like your speed retrieve. You've got your snatch bite shrimp to cover way up and down, get twitchy, pause. Then you've got your zester shad stuff, which is kind of like the middle ground with the two, but you'll want to up it to a bigger hook. That's it for the Barra Jacks box this month. If you want to check it out or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.